What's up everybody, Kier Gomes here, and welcome back. So I recently put up a Q&A or a Ask Me Anything, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram and allowed you guys to just send in whatever questions you wanted to know. As always, to my surprise, there was tons of questions that came through, so I'm definitely not going to be able to get through all of them. However, I might do a part 2 to this video, or I'm not sure, I don't know, I might just answer the best ones. Now I am also going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this video. It is going to be for 3 signed Slowhands decks. I'm going to pick 3 winners. Each one of them is going to get a signed Slowhands deck. So if you plan on grabbing the V2 and you want to make sure that you get a V1 beforehand, now is probably the best time to do it, and as well, it'll be signed, so you'll have something special and collectible and sexy. So at the end of the video, I will be talking more about that giveaway, and as well, I'm going to be announcing the winner for the Sucker Punch giveaway that I did with Jason Marr. That winner's name has been left in the description, so check it out, see if it's you, and if it is, the information that you need is down there. Alright, so I am excited to answer some questions. I have some here. I'm probably just going to kind of weed through them. I'll start with probably 10 questions and then we'll see where we go. But before I answer anything, please do drop a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's roll that intro and answer some questions.
Let's go.
Alright, so we're going to kick this one off with a question from Trev_726. And Trev wants to know, what are some of my plans for 2021? That's a really good question. I think depending on where we are at with the coronavirus in 2021, my year might look quite the same as 2020 in terms of the fact that I won't be able to be, traveling or really going anywhere. But I do have a lot of plans for 2021, so we're gonna kick off 2021 on a great note. Me and Luke Wadey are working on something very special. If you're a Luke Wadey Patreon, you already know what I'm talking about. Ideally, I also would like to get Slowhands V3 to you guys in the first half of 2021, so big stuff, especially if you love cards. Alright, then we also got a question from MagicTricks51, and MagicTricks51 wants to know, what do I like most about being a YouTuber? I don't know, I don't really consider myself a YouTuber, but I guess what I like most about making YouTube videos is I love making videos in general. I love shooting the trailers that I make, the intros, I love talking to you guys, I love sharing ideas, I love reviewing cards. I guess my favorite part about making YouTube videos is just sharing the things that I enjoy and having a place to put it and share with you guys. Okay, C Cardist wants to know, what deck do I have the most of and why? You would think it would be Slowhands V1, but that is not the deck that I have the most of. The deck that I have the most of is the Black Roses Hotel V1, and that is because that's the first time I've ever had my face on a court card. So I was super excited. I wanted every one of my friends and family to have a deck, so I bought as many as I possibly could. And honestly, it's a beautiful deck, so I regret nothing. Soulblight Dryad wants to know, when are Slowhands V2 coming? Well, Black Friday. You heard it here first. Slowhands V2 will be available on Black Friday this year. It's just a couple weeks away, so there you go. Now you know. Riffanthem or Riffantham? Again, I apologize, the Instagram handle is going to be on screen. He wants to know, what was the process of creating Slowhands V2? Was it easier or harder? I'm assuming you're asking if it was easier or harder than making Slowhands V1, and to be perfectly honest, it was easier. I think Nick and I really knew what we were doing this time in terms of the brand. We knew kind of what direction we wanted to go in. We already had some ideas, so when it came time to actually create the V2, it took about half the time that the V1 took, and we luckily did not have to go through Kickstarter for this one. So in general, the process of making this deck a reality was a lot faster and a lot easier for both of us. For those of you that have decks and have done a V2 of your deck or done more than one, let me know in the comments if you guys think it's easier or harder the second time around. For me, definitely easier. Okay, BobbyG_20 wants to know, will Slowhands V2 be primarily sold in the House of Playing Cards? Just so I know where I can go. So no, actually the Slowhands V2 will be sold exclusively through the Elemental Playing Cards website on Black Friday, and we're doing that because we don't have a Slowhands website yet. Nick designed the deck, it's his website, it's all the warehouse stuff is already there, so it just makes the most sense for us. And as well, it's an awesome website, super easy to shop around on, so you guys shouldn't have any problem grabbing your cards. All right, TJ.cards, that's Tanner James if you didn't know. He wants to know, We've talked before about how you're an inspiration to me, thank you, but who is an inspiration to you? I mean, I guess Magic and playing cards, and I guess in this world, Alex Pandrea obviously has been a huge inspiration to me, and working with him has been not only educational, but just something that, I mean, I've learned something new, and I value the information so much every single day, so I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity. And of course, a huge inspiration on me just in general, in terms of this side of the world, has definitely been just my buddies Nick and Luke. Those guys are my best friends, and I really appreciate them. So if we're talking inspiration outside of this world, I would say definitely my mom, my wife for sure, and my brother Jake, absolutely. So those are my inspirations. If you put that as a mashup, that's everybody. Daniel's son, Dan, you know I love that name, it's Danny Carey. He wants to know, or he says, not sure if anyone has asked lately, but how are you? Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know the last time somebody asked me. I'm tired, Danny, I'm very tired. And I'm doing good. I love the holidays, I love the season, I love you guys, everything is good. Slowhands is coming, so I got nothing to complain about, but I mean, like you can tell by the bags under my eyes. I'm skating the line, guys. Tobe Frank with cards wants to know, what is my all-time dream collaboration in regards to playing cards? So I'm assuming you're asking if I could make a deck with any other deck producer, creator, who would it be? Daniel Schneider. I would like to do a deck with Daniel Schneider one day. Jurassic Parkinson's wants to know, how did it feel entering legend status? Much love, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I love you too, and in my eyes, you're a legend. So there you go. All right, we got a good one here. This is from Jacob Reed 0617. He wants to know, what's the best way to keep clean my Magic pad? So to clean and keep clean your Magic pad. Honestly, I found the best success is with lint rollers. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, but if you get a lint roller on your close-up pad, you can kind of roll it down. It stays fairly clean, I mean, but in general, those things are made to just take stuff, lint and dirt and grime, so it's definitely hard to maintain, and for that reason, I also would not recommend getting a black close-up pad. I have a black close-up pad, and I just recently bought a green one because, yikes. Alright, Kusia Frank wants to know, what do I look for in a worker's deck? Well, I basically took everything that I look for in a worker's deck and I put that into the Slowhands V1. I think it's important for workers to have a deck with super easily recognizable faces. I think that's probably the most important thing. But as well, I think you want to have a back design that, you know, it's nice and matches your style or whatever, but is not distracting. So, I mean, ultimately you don't want your spectator to be staring at the cards the whole performance, because that's where you don't want them looking. I think it's also important that, you know, workers' decks are affordable. I mean, they're for workers, people that are going to be using these lots and lots of times, burning through decks. So, I mean, affordable, but easily recognizable faces, and a back design that is not too distracting, and I think that's a win. All right, the real Andrew M. Andrew McGrath wants to know, if I couldn't do Magic or cardistry anymore, what would my channel topic change to? That's a super interesting question, and one that I have thought about. If my channel wasn't a Magic or playing cards channel, and I were to stop doing that and just go full head into something else, I would probably want to do like photo tutorials. Something that I consider myself passionate about outside of Magic is definitely photography and making videos in general, so I would probably do some kind of, you know, photography video tutorial channel maybe. Alright, my guy Andre K. Pinar wants to know, favorite cardistry brand and why? Hands down, Orbit, probably. Orbit is, I would say, you know, if that is considered a cardistry brand, definitely, 100%. Kareem 465532555. What is going on with your username, bro? He wants to know, what is something that I especially like about Slowhands V2? I would say the shade of blue that we used is definitely one of my favorite aspects. I also like the orange that we used on the face cards. But if I had to choose the one thing that I'm most proud of in terms of Slowhands V2, it would just be the back design, which I can't wait to show you guys. Cards on Decks wants to know, have you ever felt like you've lost your passion for cards? Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I've definitely had days where I'm not motivated to pick up a deck of cards and practice anything. I've absolutely had days where I don't feel like turning on my video camera and performing anything. I wouldn't say that I ever felt like I've lost my passion for cards or magic or cardistry, but I guess there are days when I've lost my passion for creating content around those things. Definitely, yeah. And I guess a good piggyback off of that would be, if that's something that you are encountering or any of you are encountering, the best thing you can do is just give yourself a break. Take a break, put it down, do something else, do whatever else. You know, it doesn't have to be a new thing, or don't do anything, do nothing. But just put it down and don't force it, because you're only gonna end up resenting the thing that you're getting tired of. RTJ99HP wants to know, how can I improve my angles when performing sleights in front of people? The simplest answer to that is practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of multiple mirrors, or practice in front of somebody that you trust and have them guide you on your angles. But a really safe kind of way to think about it is just anywhere your hands are, imagine where your spectator's eyes are going to be and try to protect that angle. Helping Hands Cards wants to know, what is my overall vision for Slowhands and where do I see myself in 10 years? Well, in 10 years I'll be 37. Oh my god. Well, my goal for Slowhands is to continue creating decks that inspire people to enjoy getting into Magic, or to inspire people that are into Magic and have been doing Magic for years to remember why they started. So, I mean, I guess the best way to put it, my goal for Slowhands is just to continue making decks and hopefully, you know, spread our story out as far as we can into the community and inspire people along the way. And I don't know, I guess I would consider that to be the ultimate mission for any playing card brand, is just to make decks and inspire people. As far as where I see myself in 10 years, I really don't know. I mean, I like my career where it's at right now. I like the work that I'm doing with, you know, the House of Playing Cards. I like the work that I'm doing with YouTube. I'm enjoying this life right now, and you know, I really think that in 10 years, if I can continue doing this and doing bigger and better and more stuff, then I would like to do that. Home of Card Magic wants to know, how many Slowhands decks will there be? I like that you guys are asking me Slowhands questions. I think that is, maybe I should have done a whole episode on that. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know how many Slowhands decks there's going to be. I know for sure at least 3, and I can say that with full confidence, but we do have plans for tons of other stuff, and not just Slowhands decks, but we have plans for collaborations with other brands. We have ideas for collaborations. We have ideas for all kinds of stuff, and I really think that Slowhands has a long and healthy future ahead of it, and it's because of you guys loving it, so thank you for that. All right, another question from Home of Card Magic. I really like this one. How do you generally deal with criticism and gain motivation to learn and get better at new stuff? There's kind of a lot of questions in there. Typically, I think I handle criticism very well, but there's a difference between criticism and just unhelpful, I don't know, there's a difference between criticism and just being a jerk. For example, I'll get messages from people all the time telling me like, hey, try to hold your hand this way when you do the Bertram change because it looks more clean, or try to do this move under this cover, or try combining this with this. And I love that. I live for that, because that's how I learned Magic to begin with, is just getting advice. And to me, I think that that's criticism, and I take that very well. In fact, I respect that, I crave it. I usually don't appreciate hateful comments. I especially don't appreciate not helpful ones that don't add any value to the conversation, to the clip, to the content. And obviously nobody likes, being told that they're, fat or whatever. So, but my motivation to learn new stuff is watching my current stuff and going, what can I do? What can I do more of, or what can I do better, and how can I learn something that's going to make that better? Whether that's in a video making sense, or if that's in a cardistry or Magic sense. Sometimes I'll see a flourish and go, oh man, I could do that in a video, and I have an idea for how I can make that look, and then I'll go try to learn that flourish just to see if I was right. And sometimes that's all the motivation you need. All right, another question I love. Luke Wadey Design, my brother, he wants to know, tell us more about Generation 1. So we're actually gonna make that the last question. So if you guys wanna know more about Generation 1, the first thing I can tell you is Luke's Patreons already know quite a bit about Generation 1. So if you guys want to know everything that you can know so far, I absolutely would recommend checking out Luke's Patreon. I'll link that below. But what I can tell you is this, Generation 1 is going to be the first deck in a series of decks that is a collaboration between me and Luke. We took a lot of my branding aspects, a lot of the color palette that I use, a lot of the photography style that I use, and we combined that with a lot of Luke's talents and minimal design and very unique color palettes. And we decided to create a deck that works great for cardists, it works great for magicians, and it looks great for anybody who just wants to admire the art. So I really think you guys are in for something special with Generation 1. I could not be more excited about it, and I hope Luke's okay with this. Generation 1 will be available on Kickstarter on January 1st, 2021. So we will have all kinds of details for you guys before then, but Luke, you asked the question, and hopefully I was okay to divulge all of that info. For those of you that are still watching this and are here for this portion of the video specifically to learn more about the giveaway, here is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna be signing the cellophane on 3 Slowhands decks. Now I'll either be doing that or I will open it for you. I'll take out a card and I'll sign it. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it up to the winners. Either way, 3 Slowhands decks signed by me. I will be picking 3 winners, and I'm going to be picking the winners in 2 weeks once Slowhands V2 has dropped. All you need to do if you want to enter that giveaway is make sure that you like this video, make sure that you're a subscriber and you have those notifications on, and leave me a Slowhands related question that I didn't answer in this video in the comments. So I want to do a Slowhands Q&A video. So leave me your best Slowhands question, make sure you like the video, make sure you're a subscriber, and I will be announcing 3 winners in 2 weeks. Also, again, if you guys entered the Sucker Punch giveaway, check in the description and the winner's name has been put down there, so there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making it. I know that the Q&A thing is really popular for you guys, so I'm glad that I was able to do an updated one and pair it with a nice little giveaway, and I would love to do more Q&A stuff. I would like to do them on specific things, so I definitely want to do the Slowhands one, but we'll see what else we can come up with, and if you guys like these types of Q&As, definitely let me know by giving me that like. Alright, so you guys have learned a little bit more about me. I really appreciate it. Keep the questions coming. I always love answering them. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I know I will. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.